So before we get started, I would definitely like to know from you, Mr. Clamp, how does it feel to be right here and at the next economy forum?
Can you hear me okay? My mic, is it there to look back?
Louder, a bit louder.
You hear me?
Okay, you can take mine, and I guess this is fine with me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, it feels a lot better now you can hear me. It's a privilege to be with you all. I'm based in the UK here. I know your country very well. I travel a lot to India. It's an honor to be here. I was sitting at the back and thinking about this gentleman up here. Do you see him, Thomas More?
Yeah.
I thought I'd tell you, in case you don't know, he was born very close to here. He lived here in this complex near the cafe 500 years ago. Have you heard the phrase utopia? Has anyone heard that phrase utopia?
Yes.
Meaning a fictitious, interesting, wonderful environment where the future is wonderful, like the AI future. He wrote the book Utopia here in this city, and he was a real futurologist in a time when that wasn't a word. So 500 years ago he was a political philosopher, and he made it his business to describe a wonderful world of the future that turned out to be eventually true for us all. So I just thought it was interesting since we're talking about AI in the future.
Perfect. So let's get to AI directly. My first question to you would be, how do you really see AI actually influencing the global workforce and, of course, the business operations over the next decade?
Thank you. I'll take a minute about that. I thought the previous speaker did a super job, very quickly describing many of the things that are happening in the world. We've been very seriously looking at the future of the economy at KPMG. We partnered with the World Economic Forum and their AI Governance Alliance, which is a global membership with a lot of the leading AI labs and a lot of industrial giants and governments on a blueprint for the intelligent economy. Some of the things that we picked up there, it really is a pivotal moment for the world of massive opportunity and disruption. There will be akin to new rails upon which the economy runs, like the road system or electricity. Intelligence will be ambient in this new economy. It'll be inside everything, inside every workflow, inside factories, obviously, infrastructure we've heard about, robotics. It's going to be an AI intelligent world. It's going to be a very fast and agile world. So there will be billions and billions and billions of dollars, many tens, hundreds of billions of dollars, going into developing these new rails. And you see this, don't you, when you open a newspaper? Microsoft have invested, Nvidia have invested tens, hundreds of billions in your country and very recently mine. These are the new rails. Some of that money may be written off because these rails are only good when they're used, right, by you all as leaders in your industries, in the things that you specialize in, your functions, your industries. So there will be a remaking, we think, of the way businesses operate, which have been operating in a similar way for many, many years. Hierarchies and people and functions. When AI undertakes a lot of the rules-based work, we will reshape businesses to be AI first. And then the third pillar, the third layer, if you imagine these systems of work, whether it's drug discovery, government, financial services, sitting on top of this infrastructure, is the layer we hope exists. It doesn't yet fully exist. And that is the layer of trust and uplifting human potential. We have to remake jobs that we find interesting, that fulfilling, that feed our curiosity, that inspire us. So as leaders, what I say to all of our forums is, do you remember sometimes these phrases sometimes people used to say to kids at college, oh, you're going to enter a workforce and you don't even know what the jobs are that you're going to train for. You ever heard that phrase? Well, now's the time to invent those jobs. Now's the time to think about those jobs, because A lot of what we work in today is very rules-based, and AI will be very good at that. If you spend a lot of time on the screen, AI is going to be very good at that. Coding and managing a process, dealing with tax or audit. It's going to be good at a lot of those tasks. So we have to uplift our human experience and be much more creative and rethink work. So just a few things that we felt were important in that blueprint.
Thank you so much. I would like to take this question further on. As you said, AI definitely is going to cause disruption in all sectors. Particularly, which are the sectors that you would like to name where we see disruption coming in because of AI and automation? Which industries would be affected or would really be leveraging most out of it?
Yeah, so some sectors we think could be moving faster. Ones that stand out at the moment is if you're in tech. Anybody is in tech here? We just heard about from a tech entrepreneurial leader. It's moving very fast in tech. If you're in software, it could be great. It could be a challenge if you're in software, if you're not in an AI software. Hardware. Financial services is another leading sector. Consultancy, my industry, very rapidly trying to adopt all of this. So professions that are very rules-based and tech-based catch on fast. A little slower, but actually probably more profoundly would be manufacturing. That AI, robotics, we just heard about crypto, it's all going to be blending into this new infrastructure we operate our businesses on. And so the pace at which robotics is moving in and scaling up and running factories, supply chains, it's phenomenal. I don't think many people understand the pace at which that is moving. Governments as well. So I think some sectors will experience a boom that is the AI boom, like infrastructure. We've heard gentlemen talking about infrastructure in a fantastic way. This is the time for infrastructure. It's a time to rebuild. So if you're building physical infrastructure, it is really going to be a tremendous time. So I think everything will change, but at different paces. And some industries will boom as a result of all of this. It won't be a straight line. I don't have a crystal ball. We do a lot of surveying. Like any big movement, there's sometimes a crash of hype and then rebuilding better. It happened in the dot-com era when there's a lot of hype and then a crash, and then what came out of it were stronger businesses. I don't know, but you could imagine there might be a bit of that. People are worried about that right now. But I think these industries will all take an important role. And my question to you as leaders in India is, can you adapt faster than other countries? You could do. Because don't they say it's the most adaptable thrive? Isn't that from Darwin? It's not the fastest or the biggest. It's the ones that adapt the fastest. It could be as your economy continues to grow in super impressive ways that you're pivoting your priorities to building the new in this way. And that would be a tremendous opportunity, I think, industry by industry.
Well, like you mentioned, that adapting, that's the key to really leveraging on AI. So here I would like to bring in another very pertinent question, and which is that it's very important, right, that you have a great human collaboration with AI. I think that is the key when you have a large economy like India. So how do you think business leaders can actually go out and prepare their organizations to bring in this collaboration between human interaction and, of course, AI?
These are good questions. One device in the short term we find is helpful is to think about work from first principles. Like, what is it that my business is doing? What are my value chains? Like, how do things flow through my enterprise or my government department? What are my inputs? What are my outputs? And we've thought about this for years, haven't we, as leaders? Processes. But if you can abstract yourself and think, what are the flow of value? And how can I put AI right across that flow? And then break down the silos inside your business. Take away the friction points inside the business. as much as you can, leverage the AI to optimize that flow. That's hard to do because most businesses aren't set up that way. They're in silos, they're in functions, they're in sub-functions, they're in people's organizational spans and layers, you know. But if you can think about those streams of value and put your AI end to end, and of course you will need guardrails and safety and ethics and all sorts of super important things. But if you do that, then you're taking a big leap forward beyond the competition. So we call it the 3 E's. Where we've just come from is the first E. We've enabled people with chatbots, right? We've all used these chatbots, OpenAI's, ChatGPT and Copilot. Everyone's been chatting to AI, enabling people. We're just moving into the embedding phase now, the second E, where we're embedding the AI in these flows of work. And there's years and years of value for that. But the third E, which you could start now too, is evolving your whole business this way. Thinking about your business model, right? How you make money, how you contribute value. Think beyond the enterprise, right? Think this AI, these connections I just talked about, linking your business together. Why stop at the end of your business? Connect out to your customers, to your supply chain, to your business partners. That's going to happen. If you're the first to do that, then you're changing the dynamics of your industry. You're becoming the platform in your industry. So some of the things that our clients are thinking about is that type of evolution rapidly and not waiting, trying to experiment in each phase. I hope that makes sense.
From taking your basic chatting needs to actually making it an integral part of how you do business. That's very important. And as you said rightly, it's not about being in silos, right? And that is where I would want to bring in our next question, and that is that how important it is while we have corporations taking the best out of AI, really getting into that flow, how important it is also for the governments to collaborate with the corporations to bring in this inclusive growth when it comes into the AI era.
Again, this may be an advantage in India, I don't know. But any great remaking of society, and I think we have to acknowledge that's what's happening. It will be an opportunity to remake the world we're living in. Those best moments in the past were done where there's a close collaboration between the private and the public sector. I'm from the UK, I'm from the north of England. Our little claim to fame, maybe it's a big claim to fame if you ask my father, my late father, it's the steam train. It's very close to where I was born, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, 4 miles away. It wasn't 4 years ago. The steam trains in the UK, for many, many years, all these lines, they're all private. It was private enterprise. And the government backed the private enterprise and said, yeah, we will run a competition and someone can build a train from London to Bristol. Isambard, Kingdom, Brunel build out. Infrastructure build out can easily be funded by private sector money for the public good. We've got out of the habit of that over the past 20, 30, 40 years, but this is a grand remaking of the world, and the combination of public and private is really powerful. You're seeing it now anyway, right? You look at the US, they have these massive infrastructure funds. Starling, I think, was it called? The big infrastructure fund that OpenAI are behind. Even in India, I've seen big announcements for NVIDIA and some of your industries. This public-private partnership is key. The number one asset class, in terms of the growth of it, can you believe what it is? It's not shares, it's not gold, it's AI infrastructure. AI infrastructure, you can buy that as an hour bond, and most of the capital being deployed in the world to build out data centers and AI infrastructure is private money. It's not government money. Governments are indebted, right? They're in almost everywhere. And private enterprise wants to, and maybe they're over-allocating this capital, who knows, whether it'll be a bust. But right now, there's a tremendous desire to fund this massive build-out. So what does that mean to you? In India, you have that massive opportunity. Don't you? I mean, as you've been describing your infrastructure, physical infrastructure, what about the data infrastructure, data center infrastructure, the high-speed connectivity, the satellite connections to every community? That you could be, and I think you are, but you could be further pioneering potentially.
But indeed, when we talk about digitalized India,
Yes.
it basically is getting
Yeah.
India, the technology, I mean, to
Yes.
the deepest in the farthest corner of India
Yes.
there. Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't know if it's just me. I mean, it's a key word for me. I might be wrong on this. I used to lead digital transformation for our firm until 2-3 years ago. Digital's an old concept, right? It's 15 to 20 years old. .com, the web, the cloud, apps, mobile. It's been around quite a long time. This is not that. This is different to that. The tech stack is different. It's intelligent. It's learning. It can operate and do things. So my personal mission, not to jump on your phrases, perhaps we need to move beyond the word digital now to talk about this intelligent and agile and resilient infrastructure, because it's a different entity than we've had in the past.
Perfect. And of course, my last question to you. Looking forward, what does future of work, future of AI mean to you personally, and how does it really excite you?
Well, I am excited about this. You could probably tell there's passion in my voice about this. I think it is daunting, however, for many people, and not a little scary for people who are uncomfortable with change, rapid change in technology. I'm optimistic that we will find a way to build the wealth of nations and do this in a peaceful way, but I'm not under any illusion. This is dangerous technology. It's dangerous at every level. So what fuels me is the mass reinvention. It's actually, I think about the next generation, the young. I think about all the education opportunities available. You could learn anything now. You could retrain in anything. You can manage your pathway through the world with these superpowers at your fingertips that in ways, when I was growing up 50-something years ago, just weren't available. So when you zoom out, we've just got these tremendous new opportunities, but we need to navigate it carefully together and build a future that does provide meaningful employment, enjoyable experiences, and is safe and can be trusted. So that's what keeps me going, thinking that trying to influence people and thinking about our own business and building a future we're going to be proud of. That's what keeps me going.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see you